Yo, welcome back to my video. So basically today, I'm just gonna get a quick update on um, what the market has been doing so far. Um, as you can see on the Euro USD, I'm just gonna quickly mark out this gap right here that I pointed out on the previous video. So basically, we traded through that gap. Let me just change the color. See if we can get a different color. Go like this one. Dark. Cool. Yeah. So we've traded through the gap and we've traded below this low right here. So we have this gap also in here. Plus we have this fair value gap. There's a lot of support areas that we have in here. We just have to make sure that we get the criteria that we need to show that the price is supported. So now we know that this price didn't support. It supported this year and then price went higher. So it's showing a lack of support on this one. So we could possibly go lower. So we see this support is not strong enough. So therefore we look for the next area of support, which will be this fair value gap. But I want to mark out this right here, this gap right here, which is something that's slightly more significant in a sense. Yep, I like that. So we have this support area. We have another area of resistance, but I'll wait for this candle to close because we still have 2 more days. Tomorrow is Thursday. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. So we have Thursday and Friday. We have this fair value gap right here. A potential fair value gap, by the way. We don't know how far it will go. So let's go to the daily. So as you can see, we have the weekly fair value gap, which didn't hold support, and we have this daily fair value gap, which is the next area of support that I'm looking at. Right, let's just zoom in this real quick. All right, let's just try and zoom that and get closer. And so as you can see, we traded below this low right here, and then we kind of rejected that, right? So it showed it is a potential area of support. It's not an area of support just yet, but a potential area of support. Plus Thursday is usually a reversal of the week, so the reversal might happen on Thursday where we might push higher. So we have an area of a fair value gap or area of resistance right here. I don't want to really mark it out because it's gonna make my charts look a bit messy because we have this daily and this weekly gap. Now let's quickly go into the 4-hour and see if 4-hour doesn't present anything that might show any significance for us. Okay, so as you can see, we've entered that, rejected it, try to go up. We have this area of resistance right here. So for us to know that price has changed in market structure or in terms of direction, we have to see it break area of resistance, because as I mentioned in the previous video, is that resistance is an area where price will show resistance, basically, where it wouldn't want to go any further higher, so it will show resistance, and then price will go down and look for the next area to support price and go higher. So if this area of resistance doesn't hold and breaks, we'll look for support and try to go higher. This is my next target right now. And let me just quickly update you on the last trade that I took on my demo account. So basically what I saw here is we have this area of resistance right here. We have this area of resistance. Oh my goodness. So we have this area of resistance that we broke through, right? We went higher, we didn't touch that. And then I saw the next level of support, what I mentioned that I want to see break above, contest support. So I saw this as a test of support. The rejection kind of gave um, an idea of support, but as you can see, the markets did what they wanted to do, came back into resistance once again, rejected that, came back, didn't necessarily go into resistance, which is good because that means it's an area that I can use as a target, right? And then it went down, and then we have another target. So we have this area as a target, and then we can use this one as a confirmation to if we are bullish or we're continuing on the bearish side. So that's basically about it. I don't want to stay long on this chart because that's what I look at. I don't want to look at too many charts where I might get analysis paralysis, where I might get confused at the end and think things might be going somewhere that I don't want it to go. So basically, as you can see, price is going down into support. Now we're looking for resistance. Does resistance hold? If not, we are bullish. If it does, we are looking for the next area of support. Simple as that. Now we go to GBP USD. GBP USD. All right, let's quickly go into our weekly chart. Immediately go to a weekly chart. Okay, as you can see, we are on a weekly chart. We entered an area of support. So we have this support area here. And then this line, we just remove it from here. This is from the daily chart, right? So we have this area of support, right? We have this area of support. So we'll see if that holds. So a potential area of support, if it's going to hold and push price higher, we just have to wait and see. But be patient, be patient. Patience is the best way to succeed in this game because you don't want to trade every fluctuation of the market. You want to get the most high probability. Take your bit or take your portion of the move and get out immediately. All right. So as you can see, that line that I marked out is here, marking out this fair value gap. I didn't put another line here because the weekly fair value gap high kind of already helps me with that. So basically we are going down. This is the next level of support. If not, we'll see if we fill in this weekly fair value gap. And if not, we'll see if we can go further down and look for other areas. But for now, we'll work with what we have in front of us before we can look for anything that's below that. As you can see, let me quickly zoom that in real quick. All right. Let's zoom that in. All right. So as you can see, we went down, traded below the low, touched the fair value gap, went higher. For me, for instance, I would look at this as a break above because it closed above the resistance, and I would anticipate coming down and trading higher into that fair value gap. My price seems like it wants to continue on the downside, get more sell side liquidity, and buy at a more fair value rather than the ones that I noticed. Because you see the rejection that it had here, boom, touched that, but it didn't show any bullish momentum, just rejecting that area, but still broke through, showing that it prefers going further down, which I'll have to wait for my entry criteria to show itself for me to participate in the market. Okay, so as you can see, we came down into this fair value gap here, broke above. You see, that's why I use the 4-hour as my confirmation or entry criteria, because if you notice, fair value gap right here, touched that, went through, didn't break the 4-hour fair value gap. If you notice, it didn't break that, it actually respected that. So that to me should have been a significant indication of price doesn't necessarily want to go higher, right? Because it should have broke that first, and then that's why the 4 hour is more necessary for me to know that price is actually going higher. Yes, the 1 hour, I mean the daily, is significant enough to say that okay, we are preparing ourselves for a bullish momentum, but then confirmation I would get from my 4 hour. All right. So for instance, we came into this right here. We have a fair value gap on the 4 hour. Do we trade up below it? No, we don't. You see here. I mean, do we trade above it? No, we don't. We actually go lower, right? We trade lower, below the fair value gap. We'll see if this one holds or not. If it doesn't, we'll look for lower prices. If it does, it has to break a 4 hour resistance area, and then from then on we can look to go higher. So that's why it is important for the 4 hour to show a break rather than the daily. The daily is just more of context of where possibly it could start going, and 4 hour will be my confirmation of now price has changed direction and we are looking to go higher. So yeah, that's about it. I don't want to be long. Those are the two pairs that I'm watching currently. All right. So guys, I hope you learned something. I hope you like the video. Please like if you see this video as insightful, where you have learned something and you feel like people can learn something from the video, please share it. Subscribe if you feel like you can learn something from these videos. I'll try to be as consistent as possible and try to push myself to do better in terms of this YouTube thing, and hopefully we can grow all together. So thank you for watching. I'm out.